Reactions this morning from U.S. President Donald Trump declaring himself as a king. The official White House Instagram releasing this image. Trump first called himself a king after ordering an end to congestion pricing in New York City. The governor of New York responding with, "We are a nation of laws, not ruled by a king." For more, let's bring in CTV News political analyst Eric Ham. Eric, thanks so much for your time. Your thoughts initially on the king comments, likely not unexpected right now from President Trump. More bluster here, or is there something more to read into this?
No, I do believe that we are seeing a bit of an authoritarian bent from Donald Trump and this White House. And while many believe that the ruling by the Supreme Court that basically gave Donald Trump complete immunity, some believe now that presidents are likened to a king. And I think what we're seeing by Donald Trump, once again, in typical Donald Trump fashion, he is pushing the boundaries, not only in terms of how the power of the presidency is viewed, but also how his authority and his power actually can and will be wielded.
What do you make of this war of words between Zelensky and Trump, and ultimately where it leaves Ukraine in the process of trying to bring an end to the war between Ukraine and Russia?
You know, I think Donald Trump certainly sold a bill of goods to the American people when running for president that he could end this war. And I think he's trying to do whatever he can to double down on that campaign promise. Of course, Donald Trump said that the war would end once he got elected, even before he took office. And I think he's also now recognizing just how difficult this process is going to be. And then in addition to that, I think we cannot underscore the fact that Donald Trump does have an affinity for Vladimir Putin. And I think this whole idea of ending this war is not just about fulfilling a campaign promise, but it's also, I think, there's a bigger issue at play here, and that is actually bringing Russia in from the cold and normalizing relations with Vladimir Putin and Russia. And I think that's Donald Trump's biggest aim. And of course, making Ukraine subservient to the United States is a huge second.
Yeah, you mentioned Trump having somewhat of an affinity for Putin, and of course there have been significant developments in the relationship between Russia and the U.S., notably the phone call between the two leaders.
Yeah, that's right. And what we are seeing here is not only is this more just about the phone call, but when you look at the concessions that President Trump is willing to provide, not only to Vladimir Putin, but also parroting the talking points, which is why we're now seeing this war of words escalate between Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. And the question becomes, now that there's so much enmity between these two leaders, can Donald Trump actually move a deal forward? Because I think, quite frankly, without that, there is no room to actually bring Russia into the fold, making them a part of the G7 again, and also attempting to try to normalize relations with the United States and Russia, as well as between Europe and Russia.
He is CTV News political analyst Eric Ham. Eric, always appreciate talking to you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.